No, guys, I gotta admit something to you. When I read CBR articles, I'm actually slightly starting to enjoy them, and that's not because they're good articles. I just want to make that very clear. It's not because they're good articles. I'm starting to enjoy them because they are literally so insane, so crazy that you have to actually just take a look at them and laugh at them. That's how entertaining these articles are. I look at CBR.com and I look through their articles, and some of them are so insane I literally can't click on them, right? I can't even like make a video on it with a straight face. It takes all my willpower, especially when it has to do with Velma. It takes all my willpower not to laugh my ass off at these shill media websites like CBR. But they have two articles that I'm going to cover today, so stay tuned for the next video. Remember, guys, my upload schedule is around 12 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Eastern. And if I do a third video, it'll be 6 p.m. Eastern every 3 hours. So check the channel because not all of you get notifications. But with that being said, we have an article from CBR.com talking about how Mindy Kaling's Velma supposedly evolves all the classic Scooby-Doo characters for the better. Like, these are basically the most evolved, best versions of the characters that we have known and loved over the last, God knows how many decades Scooby-Doo has been out. It's pretty ridiculous, so we're going to get into it, guys. But of course, before we do, guys, we're growing every single day. I really appreciate if you continue to help me out as you have been. Give this video a long view duration. Fight the YouTube algorithm with me. And if you are new here, subscribe. If you enjoy the content, I would greatly appreciate it. So now this one says how Mindy Kaling's Velma evolves classic Scooby-Doo characters, and that Mindy Kaling's Velma evolves the classic Scooby-Doo characters in various ways, including fans' wishes and commentary on today's gender roles, whatever the hell that means. So apparently, people used to look at Scooby-Doo and always have a complaint about the gender roles. I mean, that's news to me. I never looked at Scooby-Doo and thought about gender roles. I don't know about you guys, but apparently a lot of people must have for CBR.com to do such an authoritative article on it. But let's continue and see what it says. It says HBO Max recently released Mindy Kaling's Velma, and while the initial reviews point out its flaws, oh, that's putting it very lightly, it's clear that there was some thought put into how to evolve classic Scooby-Doo characters audiences grew up with and admire. Velma, Shaggy, Fred, and Daphne all have updated character traits and personalities that fit more with an adult audience. The big distinguishing factor in the new Velma series. I think there's a lot of things that are distinguishing factors within the Velma series other than the traits and personalities of the characters. Obviously, the characters are nowhere near their original characters. Like, they're not even close to being true to the source material. So this is not really, like, a lot of people basically call this not a Scooby-Doo adaptation because it's not. I wouldn't even say it's a Scooby-Doo adaptation in name because there's no Scooby-Doo. So it's literally just called Velma. Like, the entire thing is about Velma and her narcissistic self. Well, I should say Mindy Kaling as Velma and her narcissistic self. It says, since there's extra focus on Velma as the main character, she gets a lot more to do in the story, both in terms of her motivations and the way she's viewed at school. Fred wears the characterization audiences would expect, but with some twist that carries some interesting commentary on the world. Daphne also has some changes to her character the audience won't expect, one of which fans have been wanting for decades. Here's also how Mindy Kaling's Velma develops classic Scooby-Doo characters. Listen, I don't know of anybody who wanted these changes to these characters for the last couple of decades. I'm just being real with you. The changes to these characters are so abysmal, so ridiculous. I can't think of a single person that actually watched Scooby-Doo originally from the last, God knows how many Scooby-Doos there were. I don't know of anybody that watched them and said, yep, I definitely want Fred to just be a complete clown, a child, emasculated, hasn't even gone through puberty yet. I definitely want Velma to be just a complete narcissist who's all about herself and thinks the only way you could be a real woman is by being ugly and not wearing makeup. I definitely want Daphne to be a shell of her former self while also being a complete psychopath who's apparently a murderer, and anytime somebody disagrees with her or gets in her way, she's going to kill them. It's like, I don't know of anybody who thought of this when it came to the original characters. So to say that they changed them is putting it very lightly, okay? These are basically not the same characters in any other way other than by their name. And we all know that to be true. We all know. It says, so Velma gets a deeper backstory, whatever that means. In the original Scooby-Doo, Velma was a science geek of Mystery Incorporated. She would be the brains of the operation, using her knowledge to good use. However, her character would tend to fade into the background. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. I think Velma was actually an integral part of the original Mystery Gang, but okay, I guess so. Sometimes her only primary contribution to the plot was her classic "I dropped my glasses" trope. By contrast, her backstory and motivations are more clearly explored in Velma, especially when her preconceived notions about her mother's disappearance are challenged. She continues to solve the mystery of the ongoing murders, not only to save her own reputation, but also on the off chance that she'll be able to see her mother again. With Velma being HBO Max's most watched animated series debut, they serve their audiences a rich backstory that actually gives Velma characters substance. Who wrote this? I want to know who wrote this article. Hold on, let's see. Tommy Virgil. All right. All right. This is a running gag when it comes to CBR.com, okay? How do you guys think Tommy Virgil looks, okay? I have no idea how this guy looks. I'm going to click it for the first time with you guys, but I guarantee you he's most likely a white liberal. Most likely. Let's see. Oh, shocker. I'm so unbelievably shocked by the way that Tommy Virgil looks. I'm so Yo, CBR.com. CBR.com. I can't even. Like, it's such a joke at this point. It is such a fucking joke, CBR. Come on. You guys are all literally white liberals shilling for this nonsense, man. None of you are allies. None of you. It says Fred's character in Velma contains some of the usual characterizations some audience members would expect. The classic jock who only talks to girls whom he deems worth his time. However, Fred has incredibly wealthy parents who expect him to become the CEO of their company, and an invasive father who is upset his son has not reached puberty. This even leads Fred to be insecure about his body, making sure that no girls know the fact that he has not developed as quickly as other male students. Not only does this turn the traditional characterization of high school jocks on its head, but it also serves as commentary on what it truly means to be a masculine man, especially in the present day. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tommy Virgo over here definitely knows what it means to be a masculine dude. He looks really, really masculine. I mean, that shirt might as well be made out of soy. I'm just saying. But okay, all right, Tommy. Clearly, Fred's characterization is a critique on modern masculinity. Sure. Okay, I guess. Daphne and Velma finally develop a romance. Oh, this should be good. Among the Scooby-Doo fan base has been a long-standing wish for Velma and Daphne to form a romantic relationship in the show's canon. Again, who wanted this? Who wanted this aside from people who have an R34 fetish? Who wanted this? Nobody actually seriously sat down and said, "Oh, I wish Velma and Daphne would bang. That would make Scooby-Doo so much better for me." Nobody said that. People who have forums that they post fantasy artwork to are probably the ones that said that. Otherwise, nobody actually said that. Daphne is characterized differently in Velma. She not only has two mothers who work as police officers in the show's main plot, but she's also a drug dealer at school. Did you just say that like it's like nothing? Like, that's perfectly fine. She and Velma used to be best friends until Daphne made friends with more popular girls, and the two stopped talking. However, after reconnecting early on in the series, Velma and Daphne's enemies to lovers arc comes full circle. Not only is this deserved fan service, but it fleshes out Velma and Daphne's relationship and explores it in a way never seen by audiences before. Shut the fuck up, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god, you are literally making this up as you go along. You must be an avid user of an R34 Scooby-Doo like forum or something like that. Like you definitely have to be into that shit. For you to say that people were so desperate to see Velma and Daphne together officially in the canon, like I said, I don't know of anybody who actually sat down and watched Scooby-Doo and said, "Oh, yeah, I definitely need those two to bang, otherwise this show is not going to be as good as it can be." Like, I know of nobody who used to say that. Mindy Kaling's Velma makes a lot of changes to the Mystery Incorporated gang, well, that's putting it lightly, and uses an adult humor in themes to help make these changes. Regardless of how people feel about the show's changes, there's no doubt that the original cast of Scooby-Doo's characters have significantly evolved. I would say they devolved, but that's besides the point. Velma no longer fades into the background and uses her own knowledge and motivations to solve both the main plot's mystery and the mystery of her missing mother. Fred flips the usual high school jock characterizations on their head, examining what it truly means to be a masculine man, and Daphne finally shares some romantic sparks with Velma, a relationship fans have wanted for a long, long time. I call BS. It's something that people tried to push, and especially it was more prominent in modern day entertainment. It's definitely more prominent, the whole LGBTQ thing, and they only did it now because it's cool to do it now. That's basically the only reason why they did it. Otherwise, there was no inclination of any one of these characters being gay. Everybody loves to say, "Oh, but Velma had a girlfriend in the 2010 Scooby-Doo." No, she didn't. It wasn't actually confirmed on screen. It was confirmed off screen when the showrunner thought that it would be convenient to make them gay. Very similar to what J.K. Rowling did with Dumbledore, where she announced him being gay years after the book came out because it was convenient to do so, and it gave her the clicks and the attention that she wanted as she pandered to the LGBTQ community. So that's all this is, guys, and to say otherwise is just honestly nonsense. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.